So, the Predator Badlands trailer is finally here, and it's loaded with details, hints, and possibly one of the most exciting shifts the franchise has ever made. From ancient skulls to strange tech, and even what looks like a Predator redemption arc, this teaser packs a lot into just 1 minute. Right away, we're shown a Predator trophy room. It's filled with skulls from all kinds of creatures, some recognizable, some completely alien. On the right, there's one that looks like a T-Rex. On the other side, I noticed a massive skull that reminded me of a giant ape. It makes me wonder how long these hunters have been around, and just how far their hunts have taken them. There's also a predator skull among the collection, which I think points to the hierarchy within their own species. Predators hunting each other isn't new in the lore, but it's rarely been explored in depth on screen. I hope this film gives us more of that tribal structure, who makes the rules, what happens to those who break them, and how honor really works in their world. Then there's the creature skull right in the middle of the wall. I think it resembles the aliens from Independence Day. It has that same elongated head and bony texture. And considering that movie was also a Fox property, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a little visual callback, or maybe even something more. Or it might be from War of the Worlds. But honestly, those aliens always felt underwhelming to me. I'm leaning more toward a deeper world-building connection here. Next, we see the Predator gear, the wrist computer, the combi stick, and the surgical kit. But what stood out most was the mask. Sand pours out of it. That's a strange and powerful visual. It made me think this mask hasn't been used in a long time, or maybe it's part of a ritual. Considering the tagline of the film is First Hunt, Last Chance, I believe this Predator is about to undertake his first real mission. That moment with the mask could be symbolic, a kind of initiation, something sacred to their kind. From what I've seen and read, the story revolves around a rogue predator, one who's been exiled from his clan. In Predator lore, there's a term for this kind of outcast, a bad blood. They're seen as dangerous, rebellious, and usually cut off from their people. I think this story follows one of them trying to earn his place back, redeem himself by surviving in the harshest possible environment. That's what makes this film interesting to me. We're not watching humans run from the Predator this time. We're watching the Predator try to survive. And that flips everything. It turns the monster into the underdog. For once, we're asked to understand him, to root for him, and maybe even to question the way his people judge what honor means. I also think that explains his design. He looks younger, leaner, and a bit more human-like than usual. I know that's been criticized online, but to me, it makes sense. He's not fully armored, not as built or as brutal as the seasoned warriors we've seen before. That tells me this is someone still learning, still evolving, and that could give us one of the most emotionally complex predators yet. Then there's Elle Fanning. She appears strung up in a forest, which feels like a classic Predator setup, but I believe there's more going on. We know her character is a twin, and in the trailer, one version of her has purple streaks in her hair, while the other doesn't. That made me wonder if one of them is human, and the other an android. If that's true, we might see a dynamic where the Predator ends up teaming up with the android character. That twist alone could change the whole tone of the film, and then comes one of the biggest reveals, the Weyland-Yutani logo. That alone connects this directly to the Alien universe. With Alien Romulus also on the horizon, it looks like these timelines are finally being woven together again. But this time, they're doing it slowly, carefully, not slapping Alien vs. Predator in the title, but building the crossover piece by piece. There are also soldiers carrying weapons that look just like pulse rifles from Aliens, and they're dressed in white armor with high-tech HUDs. I believe these are part of the Otherworldly Life Forms program, which is something from the expanded lore, basically a CIA unit tasked with containing alien threats. They've dealt with predators before, and bringing them into the cinematic universe would be a smart way to expand it without forcing it. The planet itself, the Badlands, is brutal. Even the plant life looks like it wants to kill you, and at one point it seems like the Predator loses his mask. That's huge! Without his tech, he's forced to rely on instincts. It's not just about power anymore, it's about survival, about proving he deserves the tools he once had. Maybe he hasn't earned the helmet yet. Maybe that sand scene at the start is part of a trial he has to complete. And then there's the older Predator, riding what looks like a bone-covered gravity bike. The long white dreadlocks suggest he's lived through dozens of hunts, possibly an elder, possibly the same character, just years later. I love the idea of the film being told from the older Predator's perspective, recounting the brutal initiation that defined him. In one scene, we even see another Predator crawling away with his arm severed. That tells me this story isn't just about survival, it's about dominance. We even get a glimpse of a massive creature near the end. It's fast, violent, and has the kind of silhouette that made me think of the Rinth from the Alien vs. Predator comics. an alien rhino built to take on the toughest hunters. If that's what this young Predator is facing, then he's up against something that could kill even the most elite. And that brings me to the bigger picture. This movie, along with Prey and Romulus, feels like part of a long-term plan. Not just isolated stories, but chapters in a shared universe. Fede Alvarez, who's directing Romulus, once said the best Alien vs. Predator film would be one where you didn't realize it was a crossover until it hit you. Like, you're watching a Predator story, and then boom, xenomorph. Or the other way around. And honestly, that's exactly what this feels like. They didn't announce Badlands early, they kept it quiet. Even the title feels stripped down, like they're letting the story speak for itself. And to me, that's the smartest move they could have made. So what do you think? Could this be the most character-driven Predator movie we've had? Are they building toward another Alien vs. Predator event, but this time doing it right? Let me know what you picked up from the trailer. I'd love to hear your take. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.